All right, let's talk about George Orwell's 1984, but we're going to look at it a little differently. We're pushing past all the usual stuff, the surveillance, the propaganda, to find what Big Brother was really afraid of, the book's terrifying human heart. You know, when you hear 1984, your mind probably jumps straight to a few things, right? Telescreens, the thought police, Big Brother is watching you. It's basically become our go-to shorthand for any kind of dystopian, authoritarian nightmare. But what if all of that is just the backdrop? What if the real drama, the central conflict Orwell was really digging into, is actually a love story? Seriously. And that idea? Well, that's the key to unlocking the book's absolute deepest horror. Okay, so let's do it. Let's peel back that layer of political machinery and get to the human core of the novel, because that's where everything is on the line. So, first up, meet Winston Smith. He's our main guy, but let's be clear, he's no action hero. He's just a man, an ordinary man with a truly bizarre job. At the Ministry of Truth, he literally rewrites history, erasing people, changing facts to match whatever the party needs today. His entire life is built on a foundation of lies and, frankly, pure terror. And the thing is, the party controls everything. And I mean everything, even your feelings. In Oceania, you're only allowed to have two officially sanctioned emotions, total love for Big Brother and this pure, uncut hatred for the state's enemies. This hatred gets channeled through things like the 2 minutes hate, which is exactly what it sounds like, a daily, mandatory explosion of rage. And Orwell's description here is just brilliant. He calls it a hideous ecstasy of fear and vindictiveness. It's not real anger. It's like an electric current running through the crowd that you have to plug into. It's not a personal feeling, it's more like a public utility like water or power. In a world like that, there's just no space left for anything private. So, in this place where private feelings are basically illegal, two very different kinds of rebels pop up, Winston and the mysterious Julia. And really, the contrast between these two is the whole ballgame. Winston is the idealist. He's completely obsessed with memory, with history, with this big idea of objective truth. Julia, on the other hand, she is a total realist. She couldn't care less about the past. She's fighting for simple, immediate pleasures in the here and now. You really see Winston's whole deal in his secret diary. He's writing to a future he's not even sure will exist. His rebellion is all in his head. It's intellectual. He's just trying to preserve the idea that a world of facts and individual thought is even possible. Julia's intelligence is way more pragmatic. She doesn't fight the party's ideas, she just sidesteps them, you know? To her, the party isn't some grand philosophy you have to wrestle with. It's just a system, a set of rules to be broken cleverly, a game you play to get a little piece of freedom for yourself. So while Winston is up in his head agonizing over historical truth, Julia just cuts right through all the psychological games. That public rage, the 2 minutes hate, to her, it's just repressed energy, sex gone sour. It might just be the most direct and brilliant analysis in the entire book. And this is where we get to the absolute heart of the book. The real threat to the party isn't an intellectual argument. It's the simple, private act of two people deciding to be loyal to each other. I mean, think about it. Winston and Julia don't try to start a revolution. They don't print pamphlets. Their ultimate act of rebellion is to rent a small, private room where they can just be together. In a state that demands your total loyalty, creating a private world for two is the most dangerous crime of all. This is the last frontier of freedom in Orwell's world. The state owns your body, your work, your emotions. The only thing you have left is the private space of your own mind. And by choosing to share that space with another person, you are basically stealing it back from the party. And they know the price. This chilling moment when they're finally discovered isn't a surprise. They've already accepted their fate. They chose to love, knowing it was a death sentence. And in a strange way, that choice is their only real victory. But the party isn't interested in just killing them. Oh no, that would be way too easy. The real horror of this novel is what comes next. The complete and total dismantling of a human soul. Just listen to this from the party official, O'Brien. The goal isn't martyrdom, it's conversion. They don't want to kill a rebel, they want to erase the rebellion itself, to unmake the person and then rebuild them in the party's own image.
And the method is diabolical. They find your deepest, most primal fear, the one thing you absolutely cannot bear, and they force you to save yourself by offering up the person you love. And the betrayal has to be real. You have to genuinely mean it.
And this is the result. Their final meeting is one of the bleakest scenes in all of literature. There's no anger, no sadness, just this flat, empty acknowledgement of the facts. After that kind of betrayal, the love is gone because the people who felt it are gone too.
You know, Winston had one last hope, that he could die with hatred for the party in his heart. That would be his final inner freedom. But he's denied even that. The process is so complete that by the end, he is broken, rebuilt, and he genuinely loves the system that destroyed him. It's a total erasure.
So where does all this leave us? Because the book isn't really just about Winston and Julia. Orwell turns the whole question back on the reader.
Because we all have both of these impulses inside of us, don't we? There's the idealistic part, your inner Winston, that cares about big ideas, truth, and the whole picture. And then there's the pragmatic part, your inner Julia, that just wants to survive, to feel a little warmth, and to get through another day.
And that is the terrifying, timeless question Orwell leaves us with. When you're faced with a system that demands everything, what part of yourself do you sacrifice to survive? The idealist who believes in truth, or the realist who just wants to live? The novel doesn't give an easy answer. And if we're being honest with ourselves, neither can we.